Standing pelvic tilts, anterior and posterior to be exact. For this exercise, we will always do it in a tall neutral spine, but we're going to use two bony landmarks as a reference point to feel our pelvis tipping forward and back. One being right here in the front. I'm going to take my fingers down from my rib cage, finding past my organs, so all my juicy bits in the middle, and then I'm going to come down to finding, once again, the two bony protuberances that are poking straight forward, and that is where my index fingers are going to be. The second landmark is in the back. I'm going to follow this ridge around, making sure I'm kind of making contact with the bony ridge, all the way till you get back here, finding that PSIS, or the back portion, and that is where your thumb is going to be. So I'm going to take my index finger hands around with my thumb on my low back and my fingers on the front. Long spine as always, and I would also like to keep my knees as straight as possible. If you ever do need to bend your knees to find access to the pelvis tipping forward and back, you can do so, but long term we would like to have the knees remain straight. This way you can isolate the action in the pelvis. From here, once again, my long spine, wrapping my hands around to find my bony landmarks. I'm going to then tip my pelvis forward, tilting. Front parts are going down, and my thumb side is going up. From here, I'm going to posterior tilt, and this is where the back side tips down, and the front goes up. This correlates with engaged glutes and also engaged abdomen, and an exhale. On the inhale, I'm going to tilt my pelvis forward. Rib cage can flare a little bit, and the low back will arch also a little bit. Once again, aiming to do this with straight knees. Once you feel the motion through your hands, you can then let your arms relax down, continuing the pelvic tilts. Some common mistakes or cues that we want to be aware of is not overarching in the lower back, and that might look something like this. Obviously exaggerated for effect. While the lower back will move with the pelvic tilt, we don't want the lower back to move more than the pelvis, as accessing our pelvis and hip joint is critical to moving around efficiently without lower back pain. I hope you enjoyed these standing pelvic tilts.